Danny Gathon for Pro Boxing fans, delighted to be joined for the first time by Delicious Orie, the latest addition, Delicious, to a bustling heavyweight stable. Announcement, you've signed with Frank Warren, you've turned pro. Buzzing?
Very much so. That's like, to say the least, I'm buzzing. A mixture of different emotions. They're mostly, well, they're all very, very positive. I'm very, very excited to get the ball rolling, and what a way to do it than in this spectacular show, Heavy Impact. All the big boys are out, and I'm going to be one of them on that night.
Everyone loves an all heavyweight card. I don't know if I do, because I feel like a hobbit around all you boys, but we'll leave that. Let's be honest, Frank Warren, it's Queensbury's the home of the heavyweights. When you did decide that you were going to join the pro ranks, was it ever really much doubt about where you were going to go?
Yeah, I knew that was always in the back of my mind, to make sure that I was going to join the pro ranks, definitely. I was inspired by Anthony Joshua. His fight against Charles Martin, reported on the day after his fight, because I didn't know who AJ was at the time, but he was obviously a professional at the time. So for me, it was like that was that night that got me into boxing. So as a result, professional boxing is something that I've always had later down, that I know I was going to do later down in my career after my amateur background.
Absolutely. We'll come on to AJ in just a second. I want to talk about the reports there were talks, or rumours anyway, about you going into the WWE, the wrestling side of thing. How close were you to that, and what was it that sparked your interest in maybe going down the pro wrestling route?
So, I was contacted sort of mid last year, and I went out there, of course. I was invited to their performance center in Florida for the NXT program. Fantastic experience. I absolutely loved it. The wrestlers, the people, the support staff, all of them were amazing. I really got to experience some basically world-class, world-level wrestling. Not just the wrestling though, but sort of like the showbiz of it, the acting element. So I really got a crash course in that world. I absolutely loved it, to be honest with you. So at that time, I had a lot of thinking to do. I really, really had to sit back and think, what is it that I want out of my life? What is it that I want to do? What is it that's going to make me feel fulfilled? And at the time, at the same time, I was meeting different promoters, speaking boxing, and Queensbury really stood out to me. They really gave me this idea that they can build me as a real, as a proper heavyweight boxer over the years. So for me, I was sold. I was like, yep, this is what I want to do. I want to look back at 60, 70 years old in my life and think I gave it my absolute everything. The thing is, with boxing, there's nowhere to hide. You've got to stay true to yourself at all times. So that was I think boxing is my life test, and I just can't wait to get the ball rolling now.
Even though you've not gone down the pro wrestling route, do you think you'll take anything from that in terms of the selling the fights? Could we see Delicious Orie, the heel, down the line?
Potentially, you never know. We'll see how my career goes. But the WWE actually is there. We've built good connections and good contacts with them, and the door is always open. So I build a brand here in the UK and a name for myself, and hopefully make one or two appearances on their program, maybe their NXT program in the UK.
Good to watch. I just want to circle back. You mentioned AJ earlier in the interview. How important has it been? I know you sparred rounds with Anthony Joshua. How much would you say you've learned from him? Obviously, valuable rounds against one of the best heavyweights in the world, and as well as maybe recently, I don't know if you've had any conversations. He's went through a very similar thing as you, hot commodity, out of the Olympics, next big thing. Has he given any advice on that front as well as what you've learned from him in the ring?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've got to learn a lot from him, not just inside the ring with the sparring and the technical stuff, but also outside the ring and how he sort of handled his career and handles his career currently. So there's a lot of I'll be able to take from it. So yeah, like I said, he's someone who I really look up to, especially from when I started boxing. So it's sort of like a passing down the torch, Hopefully I'll be able to replicate what he's done and go beyond. And for me, the most important thing is what he's done to me, which was inspire. Like, that's my number one driver, is to inspire as many young adults and children as possible and make them believe that they can do great things. It doesn't have to be boxing. It just happened that I'm involved in boxing, So that for me is my number one drive, and how Anthony Joshua had a massive influence on that.
For sure. Just on AJ, there's a lot of speculation now as to who he's going to fight next. A fight that's gained traction through Ben Shalom, Billy Nelson, of course Martin Bacoli.
Yeah.
Don't know if you've any experience sparring Martin. He seems to have sparred everyone. If it was to be AJ versus Bacoli, how do you think that fight would play out? And if not, who would you like to see Joshua fight?
I'm a big Anthony Joshua fan. I think Martin Bacoli is really dangerous as well. You see, I'm hoping it goes Anthony Joshua's way. That's what I want to see. I want to see him win. And who would I want to watch next? Anthony Joshua. Do you know what? I think the fight against Dylan White would be good. You know, genuinely. I know he's fighting on this. He's the headline on this show, but I genuinely think that rematch, that first bout was so good to watch, and it'll be interesting to see how much both fighters have developed in their career over the years. Obviously, Dylan White has progressed loads as well, so it'll be good to see where they are. But of course, you've got Tyson Fury. I reckon he'll probably come out of retirement end of this year. So hopefully he boxes Anthony Joshua. That'll be a great one.
Yeah, for sure. Just last one, I get your thoughts on. I don't know if you've run into Daniel Dubois in the gym before. No. Well, the Joseph Parker fight, it's 10 days away now, a couple of weeks away now. What's your lead on that one? Who are you predicting to win?
Again, I would love the Brit to win. I would love Daniel Dubois to win. Tough fight, but I've always said that it's like big. You know, fair play to Daniel Dubois taking his big fights. He's on that point now where every fight he takes is going to be a hard fight. I do genuinely believe he has what it takes. He's coming from the back of the biggest win, you know, especially in the way that he won as well. The confidence must be on another planet. So I genuinely do believe he has what it takes. But Joseph Parker is such an experienced, well-rounded fighter. So if I had to pick one, I'd probably say Daniel Dubois. But it's, you know, I won't be surprised if it goes the other way.
I know, I can tell by talking to you, you're a guy with a level head on your shoulders, so you'll be in no mad rush. But how long in an ideal world before you're competing at that level, Delicious?
That world title, that world level, I'd say probably about 4 years. I'll give it. Say British level, probably between 2 and 3 years. I'm hoping for. I have what it takes. I've just got to make a few adjustments, a few tweaks. At the end of the day, my background is amateur boxing. I've been training to get to the Olympics, and I got to the Olympics. And now I'm going to be training to be a world champion, and I will get to the levels all in good time.
I'll say, well, looking forward to watching the journey, mate. Very good speaking to you, very good meeting you. All the best.
Nice one.
Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you so
Appreciate
much.
it.